Hey everybody, Anansi here with another Top 100 Dotabuff replay cast. Today we're going to be watching Cherry Boy on the Crystal Maiden, who has a 63% win rate, almost 64%, over 1,500 games played. He or she is ranked 5th or so on Dotabuff, so is a pretty good player. For those of you who don't know what we do here, we find a Dotabuff Top 100 ranked player with at least 1,000 games played on their hero and a significantly high win rate, and who plays pubs only all pick mode, so no. Some people abuse random draft and whatnot to buff up their rank, but we look for people who play solo, all pick, have at least 1,000 games played and a really high win rate. Cherry Boy fits the bill. So we're just going to observe from their perspective how they do everything and see what we can learn just from watching them do what they do, and see what we can apply to our own games. So without further ado, I'm going to try and learn as much as I can from Cherry Boy, and I hope everybody else does too. Starts off with some pretty simple items, just Windlace, two tangos, so gave 2 to the mid player most likely, and a mana potion. Now, first level of Frostbite, I believe it is. Yep. So can apparently spam 2 of those quite early on, and did not hesitate to freeze up the Earth Spirit there, and yeah, get him down to about what, 35-40% HP. Quite a lot of damage right off the bat, with the help of the Dazzle right there. Moves over to the actual lane to make sure that there are no wards being placed, or to try to do so. Just keeping vision, very vigilant, making sure that the opponents are not setting up a ward, although I think I saw one flash bottom left, right above their own tier 1. So unfortunately, probably not going to catch anybody out there. Looks like it's going to be a Slardar. And right as soon as he shows up in lane, she starts laying in the auto attacks. She's ranged, so's Weaver, so they just start getting in some hits. Now there's a quick pause. Let's just fast forward through that. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Okay, where are we? Yep. Notice again, this is Cherry Boy's screen. So during this pause, he's moving his screen mid to just get a quick view of what's going on. And this is something that almost all Dotabuff, all of the top 100 players seem to do, is they do a really good job of keeping an eye on the game and seeing everything that's going on at all times. So make sure you apply that to all your every single game you play. Check the scoreboard when you've died, because most people die at least once a game, and if you didn't die, then you're probably winning. So yeah, use what you can get. Moves in after the pull to get a quick freeze, and sure enough, a last hit. So that's first blood for Cherry Boy. Well done to him or her, and that will mean some quick boots. So right now, boots and Windlace, quite the nice movement speed at 340, and that'll make her harass that much more effective. Blocks one of the creeps a little bit, helping it to potentially make it to the pool. Might have already made it anyways, but it could have also missed. And does not hesitate to keep on to continuously spam that Frostbite. Is affected by a Ring of Basilius from the Weaver, so regenerating mana quite quickly, and has the Courier queued up to be bought. So at minute 2, heads over to the bounty rune and randomly hits the centaur. Now, she left the lane for a bit, but does head back and could potentially help Weaver get a kill here. Gets stunned, sadly enough, but will be in range. Ooh. Dazzle did not need to come back for that. But we're not watching Dazzle, we're watching Cherry Boy. Second point is an Arcane Aura. I believe the name of the skill, yes. Gets an Invis Rune and heads straight mid. Now Frostbite, I think, needs 140 mana at level 1, so it's almost up. And sure enough, as soon as it is, bam. Oh, unfortunate that wand use by the Storm Spirit, keeping him alive just long enough to get one more hit off. Now, while that may have been a little bit bad and you see him apologizing, he did manage to get a kill on the mid hero, so Bloodseekers can be a lot better off. While back at base, buys some infused raindrops and walks back over to his lane instead of TPing over. At times this is better. It means that you'll be able to react more quickly to what's going on elsewhere. You can just, instead of having your TP on cooldown, you'll be able to TP somewhere while you're walking to a different lane, so you can help out where you need to. Now, I believe this will be a good kill. Yep. Very quick addition of a skill there. Has that on a shortcut, that's for sure. Has that down. So this is one of those moments where having the ability to skill a, how would I say it, a skill is really beneficial, because right in the middle of a team fight you don't want to be moving your mouse to upgrade or choose one of your skills. The quickness with which she was able to choose Crystal Nova allowed her to get that kill on the Earth Spirit that much more smoothly. So highly recommend that should be done. Also note, she knew 3 heroes were dead, so went for the bounty rune up, how would I say it, up in the enemy jungle, because there was no fear of anybody ganking her or something. So double efficiency, I would say there. Good recognition. Just paused. Okay, so even in pausing, adding some items here, Ring of Regen, and that Rubik is back. Now gets it from the side shop and TP's mid instantly. Too late to help out his teammate, but will be able to get a few levels over here. Storm Spirit is still level 5, so there's not necessarily anything to worry about for now. And I mean, hey, level 4 Crystal Maiden, that's pretty good. Opts to go for a second point in Arcane Aura, and in combination with the infused raindrop, that's a lot of mana regen. The mana and health regen on this hero right now is insane. So staying power to the max. And yeah, decides to jungle just a little bit. And just gets a little bit of XP there. Crystal Novas to figure out which one's the real one. Real Earth Spirit, that is. And just heads back out. Also note, given how much mana regen Crystal Maiden has, you never want to be full mana, because if you're full mana, you're not using any mana regen, so you want to make sure that you're always at least, worst case, 99%. Just keep spamming. make sure that spells are always being used. Or enough so that your mana is never full. This looks pretty risky, going high ground here, but okay, just freezes and then walks out. Wanted to place some wards up there. Has a sentry and a normal observer in place. No idea what that means. But okay, pulls the lane as there isn't much else to be accomplished. Ally places a ward pretty deep, and she moves over to her teammate to help out. Which really helps to turn around this gank, it seems. And sure enough, with the help of Queen of Pain, they managed to clean things up quite a bit. Focuses strongly on getting bounty runes, making the team wait. But it's very kind as well to apologize. Most people at lower levels probably wouldn't do that. And it's just those little politeness things that probably help your team not go on tilt. And yeah, if you want to win games, you probably don't want your team to tilt, so it usually helps to be polite. In any case, here's the deep wraparound with nothing more than regen boots and some infused raindrops, using the Crystal Nova to give vision to her teammates who are diving. She helps get the kill. Now has a really strong item in an Urn of Shadows. So not only is she a walking mana regen, she is now also walking health regen for her team. Urn of Shadows is currently one of the stronger items. Highly recommend you get it. Builds really nicely out of infused raindrops. So just definitely get that item whenever you can. The earlier the better. Not necessarily a late game item. Well, not really at all. Can also help you counter blink daggers, so just very useful in a multitude of ways. Very focused on getting those bounty runes. I think this allows her to continue to stay close in farm and levels. Really nice. Sure enough, there you see an offensively used Urn charge. And oh, bit of a deep dive there. Woof, rough. A little bit too deep. In any case, well died, bot wards, sentries, Tomb of Knowledge, and smoke. So didn't need a courier trip for this. Doesn't need to wait till she's actually back. Is back, uses the tome, already knows where she's gonna go. TP's almost instantly to help her team secure the tower bottom. Just make sure that that gets taken safely. Could probably help that Dazzle with a nice Urn charge if she's on time, and sure enough she is. And it looks like they're gonna get a kill on... Yep. Oh boy. Watch out. Too bad. I wonder if... I think she could have smoked. If she had smoked, then Weaver would not have taken the last hit from the tower. But I'm not 100% sure about that. So, generally just being active, moving around the map, picking up almost every bounty rune. So I guess that's a resource that she's using efficiently. Really efficiently. Which supports her movement around the map. I don't think there's a bounty rune that this player has missed at this point. Let's see if we look at his net worth. He's 4th, but of the supports in the game, Cherry Boy is the highest net worth. Almost equivalent to the enemy offlaner. That's pretty scary. I mean, if you could put Crystal Maiden in the offlane by herself and she could just get levels, that'd be pretty nice. Levels and farm. Now this, however, is a little bit risky, yeah, because it's out of position. Wrap around from the from the Rubik. However, they get a Storm Spirit out of this, so at the end of the day, it might be okay that she got caught. Storm Spirit for a Crystal Maiden is a trade people would usually be happy with. Next item looks like it might be drums. That's what the bracer would be for. We'll see in a bit. In any case, walks back mid. Probably getting ready to place some wards there. Change his mind to go top. And so far has stopped maxing Arcane Aura at 3 levels. Places a ward just in time to see the Rubik there, who was not able to put up the ward that they wanted to put up. So just continuing her movements around the map. Has items in quick buy, is around to help freeze. Oh. Very well done. Being there, frostbiting on time. Has finally maxed Arcane Aura to 4 points. Got 3 in frostbite first. Just extra control. It's a very strong spell at the moment. Really allowing her team to keep up the pressure with the heals and the Arcane Aura. Mana regen. Taking some guesses at where there might be wards. I'm constantly trying to give vision with that Crystal Nova, sadly enough. Oh wow, what on earth happened there? Seems to have just not seen that there was a storm spirit right there. That's... wow. A little bit greedy. Mistakes were made. In any case, the thought process here really is, okay, I'm moving around the map, I'm trying to make things happen, I'm bothering the enemy team, placing wards everywhere, just keeping up vision for my team, making sure that my team can do what they need to do and that they're not being bothered. You know, there's a smoke ready, there are sentries ready, and in all fairness, looks a little bit AFK right now. And back. Walks over, doesn't TP over, doesn't seem to want to waste the teleport scroll. Bit of an odd play there, but probably would have been there too late. So does not hesitate to go for the Invis rune, which will allow her to initiate. Oh no, it won't, because there was a ward there, which he took down. Didn't still try to go for the kill, just took out the ward, was happy with that. And yeah, nice. Right there, it is a bit of a risk to place an observer before you place a rev ward, but it's also a risk to go up high ground without seeing who is there, which opponents are there. So that might be the type of habit that means that this is a support who dies just a few times less than other supports tend to, because she places the ward a little bit earlier before walking up blindly into the high ground. Instantly smokes after taking Roche, but on top of a ward, so unfortunately that's not going to amount too much. As part of her team pushing, she's not just standing by the creeps, she is cleaning up the enemy forest, because she can do so quite effectively. And then uses the Crystal Nova and a Rev Ward to check and make sure there's no significant vision. That's using your skills to just knowing the ways in which your skills can be used. Not everybody would know that Crystal Nova can give vision, high ground in trees and whatnot. So Cherry Boy obviously does know this, but not only knows it, but uses it to counter wards, to help give opponents vision. It's not only an area of effect slow. Vision is often more important than anything else. So efficient use of Crystal Nova, for sure. Oh, yep. Make sure to heal up your teammate straight away so they can just go right back in. Ooh, that's quite the steal from Rubik. And ult from Earth Spirit. So Rod of Atos incoming, which will help provide quite a lot of control. Something you definitely want against an Earth Spirit and a Storm Spirit. Again, buying another Tomb of Knowledge, just getting those pretty often As long as she has the gold, pretty much, they're off cooldown. She gets them? And makes her way over to her own forest for those bounty runes. This guy is really on his bounty runes. Also getting some level of farm, not being a super poor support. Doesn't seem like the type of support to be happy with only brown boots. Although at minute 25 this is not exactly a ton of farm either. As her teammates are down, just heads back into the forest to take out a few stacks and finish up that rod. Is not in position to help her team this time though. It's a little bit unfortunate. Realizes that though and doesn't decide to be the last person to walk into the fight and you know, in the train of death, just one by one by one by one. Team does have a 10k gold lead, so should be fine. Ooh, as I say that, it goes to 9k, back to 10. So upper 9, lower 10. And really efficient, to be honest, at taking jungle stacks. Now I like the item that she has queued up right now. Ghost Scepter. Makes you invulnerable to physical damage. Just for those of you who don't know, which means that Troll won't be able to hit Crystal at all, and for a few seconds that's quite a big deal. Slardar also won't be able to get a bash off, and Earth Spirit likely has an Orb of Venom, so wouldn't be able to get his slow off because he can't auto attack. Very nice freeze and ult there, allowing the Queen of Pain to survive and the ganking Slardar and Storm Spirit to escape. That was the Rod of Atos Surprise, again placing the sentry and then Crystal Novaing the high ground. So just making consistent, efficient use of that spell. That spell has insane range. So it just uses that quite quickly. Ooh. Manages to control the Storm Spirit for a while, but not long enough. But our team is in quite the good position to take high ground now. Now positioning is really quite strong. Oof. But sadly enough has too many heroes going on her. And her team was focused on other things. This looks like it's gonna be a bit of a tough fight. And just keeps on observing the Weaver in what he does. Again, is out of the game, but paying attention to what can be done. Goes for a bounty run straight away. And no, right there, didn't actually kill that jungle creep with the last hit, just let it die to the frostbite tick damage. Able to pick up a second bounty rune. And is looking at finishing up that Ghost Scepter soon. So I hope we get to see that in motion. Ghost Scepter is an item I don't use often enough. I should pick it up more often. Definitely think after watching Cherry Boy, I will make sure to do so. Thanks to the ward that she just placed, they managed to spot somebody farming up top, but her team is not ready to follow up. And sure enough, holds Rubik in place long enough to just, for Bloodseeker to just demolish him. Key item I think is Cherry Boy's never doing nothing. There's always farming the jungle, heading for a bounty rune. There's not really a moment where it's standing still, not doing anything. I mean, even right now, it's standing still, sure, but Roche should be up or should be close to up, so that's what they're kind of here doing. Good knowledge of the Roche timing. Both Cherry Boy and Dazzle know that Roche is about to be up, and sure enough, gets whacked in the face by Roche. Sets up wards on time for taking Roche. Doesn't place the observer first that time, but does, wow. That Rod of Atos, the range on that thing is insane. With that Aegis, they'll try to go high ground. With the high ground vision, is able to initiate for the team a high ground fight, which is really, that's such a big thing when you're position 5, pretty much, position 4, hero can initiate for you. Get that spell off twice in a fight now. If this fight prolongs a little bit, maybe even 3 times. Really strong item. Really strong pickup this game. Currently out of mana, but does stay around. Because every root counts. Does get harassed a little bit. But helps her team close the game out. And yeah, given that all 3 lanes are taken, it seems like this game is pretty much over. I hope everybody learned some stuff. I know I did. It was quite good to see. There we go. You can use the for those of you who didn't know, you can use Ghost Scepter and you will be completely invulnerable to the fountain damage. You can't auto attack when you're in that mode though, so it's only useful if you don't need to do that or want to do that. In any case, Cherry Boy seems to clearly make efficient use of all his spells, knows what they're all good for, makes a lot of rotations and is extremely active around the map, controlling his enemies and helping his teammates where necessary. I think item pickups, correctly choosing what he needs and then also using the items very correctly. The high ground initiation right for mid was really strong, but also just being prepared to be in the right place when he or she needed to be seems to have clearly helped to clinch the game. This was Anansi from Ocean Esports. I hope you guys enjoyed this, learned something, I know I did, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!